720.
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah, it was on 720. You was looking uglier. Now we see
Yeah,
Chris
no,
Lee.
no. You need to, yeah, you need to change. They need to shoot that bitch in 4K. Fuck, out here.
No, it was on 1080p.
Oh,
Yeah, it was on 1080p. All right, let's get this thing started because we're only gonna do about 15 minutes.
Yeah,
So that's all we need. So that should give you plenty of time. It's about 1:32 now. So
yes.
oh, let me get my boys some action reference. You know what? I'll show them. It's cool. It's fine.
Don't nobody care about that.
People do care. Shut up, fool.
Don't nobody care about that.
They do care about my pictures. They do.
No, they
For starters, I made it. That's the crazy thing about it. See, we already starting strong. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all know what time it is. This is your favorite show.
We back in this bitch again.
Y'all can read the banner. You know what I mean? That's what it is. And y'all can see what we're talking about a little bit. Well, maybe from my background and ambiance, you can. From Mike's, you might be thinking we're talking about Big Joe. Like, who's Big Joe? I don't know. But
we talk about that.
Now we talking about the NBA trade deadline, or at least the trades that have happened prior to the NBA trade deadline, specifically,
which is
the Wednesday before the final day, like the second to last day. That's where we is right now. You know what I'm saying? So we got to get proper and talking about a few things. Mike, what was your most surprising trade that happened thus far?
It had to be the Wizards trading Kuzma to the Bucks for Chris Middleton. That was shocking to me.
Okay, that's fair.
But that's fair. Yeah, that was shocking to me.
Okay, that was kind of surprising. It did kind of come out of nowhere. My shocking one, if I had to say one, it was between the Clippers and the Jazz. Like, it was kind of surprising because they ended up getting the Clippers, got Drew Eubanks and Patty Mills, right? Jazz, they got my guy PJ Tucker, Mo Bamba, a 2030 second round pick, and cash considerations.
Defense.
I ain't see it coming. You know what I mean? But we got other trades that happened that we can talk about. You know what I'm saying? They had a couple scrubs. Like, I don't know, like De'Aaron Fox and Zach LaVine got swapped. You know what I'm saying? De'Aaron's now on the Spurs. Zach's now on the Kings, right? What's the name? Anthony Davis, he left my Lakers, right?
And fat ass Luka Doncic.
Luka Doncic.
Hey, look, I can't pronounce his name. That's why. I can't pronounce his name.
He irrelevant. You don't even know how to pronounce buddy's name. It's cool. It's fine. But it's okay, ladies and gentlemen.
Fat ass went to the Lakers.
Hey, but we gonna talk about a couple of trades that took place. So, where should we start, Mike? I guess where should we start? I'm gonna scroll here to the top. We're gonna use ESPN because they did a wonderful job, right? Let's start off with I think your trade that actually took place. Chris Middleton going to the Wizards and Kyle Kuzma going to the Bucks. We actually you and I talked about this kind of sort of recently. It was about our number one picks, which we'll talk about another time, ladies and gentlemen. But I was basically telling him Kuzma's getting ready to get traded. And he was like, why are they trading Kuzma? Bro, they're going to trade Kuzma. This was a surprising. Who do you think won this trade? Quick question.
I think Milwaukee won.
Okay. Milwaukee won. I agree too, but at the same time, I throw a little caveat. If the Wizards consider that and trade Chris Middleton or flip Chris Middleton for a decent talent, I think they'll be good to go. But that's my thing with that one because they're planning for the future. As you can see, the Bucks got a C and damn, that's a lot of writing. And the Wizards got a B. So the Wizards ended up winning that trade according to ESPN. But ESPN is the same people who said Kobe Bryant was number 40 back in the day. So I don't know about that one. Now the Mavs getting Caleb Martin and the 76ers getting Quentin Grimes. Here's the thing. One of my boys said that this was a bad trade. Like they were upset as the 76ers fan. And I'm not really too mad at it personally. I like Quentin Grimes. He's been a little bit of a journeyman, but I think he can fit what the 76ers need. And the Mavs, I mean, getting Caleb Martin, he was just in the finals not too long ago. I get it. I get the appeal. You're trying to sell tickets right now, and he can actually help your squad out. I don't think this was a big loss for the Mavs. I mean, for the 76ers. And it was a decent game for both teams. Do you kind of agree with that like analysis or no?
No, I do, because they got a second round pick for this year. They got a second.
I mean, I don't know if the second round pick really gonna do wonders for me myself, but that did wonders for you.
I'm saying, well, they got that plus, so they can get they can draft somebody. But I think Quentin Grimes fits their team right now, because they're injured. They're injured, so I mean, like, you know, their stars are injured. So I think they ended up winning this trade, because I think Grimes can add, you know, probably a little bit more versatility to, you know, the 76ers until they get their all-stars back, Embiid and Paul George.
Well, Embiid did just come back recently, so he did drop a triple-double. But we'll see what happens with his health thing. I don't know about the versatility piece. Caleb Martin, I might have more burst than Quentin Grimes. But I think, like I said, they're both good fits. 76ers got an A for this trade, and damn, a lot of writing. Mavs got a C minus. So, you know, we'll see what I don't side with ESPN on the Mavs signing personally, but, you know, it is what it is. Now, Fox going to the Spurs, Zach LaVine going to the Kings, and y'all might have thought these were the only two teams that were involved, but the Bulls as well. They got a couple people, but let's talk about it. So Fox and Jordan McLaughlin going to the Spurs. We got Zach LaVine and Sadiq Sikogo going to the Kings, plus a gang of picks, which, damn, they did their thing. And then the Bulls, Zach Collins, Trey Jones, Kevin Huerter, and a first-round pick. Obviously, you see the Spurs got an A minus.
The Spurs won this trade,
and the Bulls got a B plus.
Spurs won this trade.
Yeah, I like the Spurs getting.
They got 3 scores now.
Yeah, I like them getting De'Aaron Fox, because now he's young enough to pair with Castle and Wemby. So in terms of getting a championship this season, no. In terms of getting a championship year 4 of Wemby's career, I could potentially see it. Because again, you have a player like De'Aaron Fox, Castle coming in, he's gotten a tutelage from Chris Paul, and he's a good athlete. He just needs to develop his skill, which again, 2 seasons from now, hell, even 3, we could talk about Stephon Castle in a different role, like in a different world. So I like this Spurs pickup. The Kings actually didn't do that bad either. That was my kind of surprise. But
LaVine gives them an option. LaVine gives them another scoring option. I don't know who they have now.
They got DeMar DeRozan. Zach LaVine, and then they got Domantas Sabonis. So I kind of like the spacing. All right, so
they got another scoring option.
Right, I like the spacing.
If he can stay healthy.
Exactly. Plus, from the 3-point line, he's a little bit better than De'Aaron Fox. So I think as a fit, you can fit well with him, especially when you got Keegan Murray there too. And now you got DeMar DeRozan doing some playmaking alongside of Domantas Sabonis. So I think from a spacing perspective, it could help. But ultimately, I don't like the Kings' construction. I think you do need more rim protection, which is what I've been saying. I'm kind of upset they got rid of Fox personally. I kind of knocked them for this trade a little bit myself. That's just me. This Bulls trade, though, I'm kind of disappointed in the Bulls. I'm not going to lie to you. Losing Zach LaVine, I understand you want to get rid of your player, right? But you lost Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan, bro.
And a first-round pick.
Yeah. And you got Zach Collins. I love Trey Jones, no bias. I love him as a backup point guard. Kevin Huerter, good player,
like him too.
Decent player, but like that's not worth Zach LaVine, not even the first round pick that I acquired. So I'm kind of disappointed in the Bulls myself. This was some bull, you know what I mean? Like that. If I'm a Bulls fan right now, like Nick's a Bulls fan, I know he's pissed off. I got to bring him onto the show and talk about it. And again, I'm surprised that they got a B plus, but it is what it is. Like, I kind of understand.
According to ESPN, they got a B plus.
That's what I'm saying. I kind of understand it because Zach was kind of annoying, but yeah, I wish they got back a little bit more. Now here's where the meat and potatoes is.
Yes,
I mean, like
here we go.
This is, but right, like
this is it right here. This is the whole show.
Dallas got AD, Max Christie, and our first round pick for 2029. The Jazz got Jalen Hood-Schifino and 2 second-round picks. And, of course, we got Luka, Maxi Kleber, and Marquise Morris. Look,
I think
who do you think won this trade, bro?
Oh, my Lord. I think that okay, I will say this. The Lakers won the trade only because I believe that Luka's going to get his conditioning in check. I don't think they make this trade with him being the way that he is. If with a Hall of Famer like LeBron on the squad, like he's not going to be. He might still, he might still be, he might have the injury thing like everybody has, but conditioning, oh hell no. You got a player on there that's 40. If you're getting dogged by a 40-year-old, I'm sorry. LeBron is great conditioning, but if you're getting dogged by a 40-year-old, that's almost as bad as getting dogged by Michael Jordan when he was 40 on the Wizards. So I'm like, so I would say for Luka, I think the Lakers won it because they invested in Luka because he is younger, and they invested in their future. But like I said, AD is still good. AD is still good pickup for Dallas. It helps with their rim protection along with Lively because they can pair together. They got Kyrie as a ball handler. And they still got Spencer Dinwiddie. And they got a decent squad. They got a decent squad. So I think AD will do his thing, and I think it'll give a chance for Kyrie to actually, turn into Uncle Drew, hopefully, on the court and do his thing. So I think, but overall, I think the Lakers won the pick. The Lakers won the trade.
On one hand, I see it, right? On the other hand, I wholeheartedly think the Mavs actually won the trade point in time because right now we don't have no rim protection. End of the day, I hear you. We have Jackson Hayes. I understand Vando could even play too. And I understand we could even potentially get a big to help out, right? Here's my thing, and I gotta get on the soapbox real quick, just real fast. You know what I'm saying? Because this did involve my squad, right? For starters, one, look at the picture I did, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of nice, right? Like we hold on, let me get y'all brought there. My bad. There it is. Right? That's kind of cool. Here's my thing though. I don't necessarily believe Luka's gonna get in shape the way I want him to. Granted, I've called him lazy, right? He's in shape, more in shape than you and I. In terms of basketball, like elite basketball shape, though, he doesn't give the effort I need to defensively. Granted, he gives a lot of effort offensively. We don't need him to do as much utilization as he's done in the past. That style does not work for me. So for me, I'm not the biggest fan of this trade right now. I would have liked for us to get a little bit more hype back if we could have. So if we can't get a big to pair with Luka going forward, and I also don't know how I feel about Luka and Braun as a duo, I have some trepidations. I have some concerns. Could it work out? Sure. But I also know people believe there's going to be some script writing involved with that happening too. I hope that ultimately we trade Braun very soon to get some pieces to pair with Luka if he's going to be our future. Because if not, if I'm Luka, I'm looking to actually go back down to Texas and go play with De'Aaron Fox and Wemby on the Spurs. And now my legacy will be immensely better because now I have a big who I might be paired with, who we could be talked about as one of the better duos in the NBA's history. And again, as an international duo too, you're setting a smooth precedent as well. And Wemby plays immense defense right now, so you don't have to worry about defense. You got all the offense on lock. That's what I'm thinking. If I'm Luka Doncic, so for me, I'm kind of scared about this trade. If I'm being honest, and as a Laker fan, so we'll see what happens with it. But yeah, I'm not the biggest.
Hopefully, he doesn't turn into Zion and just don't give a fuck. Those are the two. Like, well, he does sad.
There's similarities. There's similarities between those two, though, and that's what's crazy about it. And
he was Zion's weight this year.
Exactly,
he was 260 pounds. I was like, God damn.
Exactly, and there were rumors that Luka was 300 pounds, right? Like, I don't need that. But let's say too, Luka listens to Braun, or Braun tries to mentor Luka. Does Luka really have to listen? Because again, he got to the finals. And if his team produced just a little bit better, they might have actually beaten the Celtics. That could be his theory. So, and he's done all this stuff. So, like, why does he need to listen to LeBron James? I'm curious how that plays out as well, too. Because he's also been playing professional basketball since he was 16. I don't know if Luka's going to play longer than 5 years. And he's already said, too, he's not trying to play that long. Like, they mentioned Braun playing 20 years. He's like, oh, I'm not trying to play that long. He could have been joking, but I don't think Buddy was joking like that. All good jokes contain true shit. So we'll see how this one shakes as far as the Laker future. Yeah, it's definitely as Laker fans, we should have.
LeBron ain't gonna be in it.
He won't, and that's another thing too. If you're Luka, you know you're the future. So do you really need to listen to Braun? Like, bro, you're not going to be here for the long term. So I get that. I do want to look at and see what ESPN gave them. They gave us an A, and then they gave Dallas an F, which is crazy because I think there's a world where Dallas could actually win the championship this season. Given what they have right now, they got to be healthy.
So they said the reason why they gave him an F was the aging curve.
No, I'm hip. But again, like I said,
in the next 3 years, it's gonna be 30. It's gonna be 34. But you could also say this. It's like okay, with 35, right? So you could also say this. But I mean, KD 36, he's still dropping. I mean, he's still doing his thing. Steph, is 36. Still doing his thing. LeBron is 40, still doing his thing. So there's and AD just had.
There's a world where he can pan out. Yeah, no, I got you.
AD just had a 40 and 20 game. So
there's a world, but he has been injured though, so we got to wait and see.
Right.
But the final, we ain't got to talk about this one too long. I just know I was shocked as hey. I said this was my shocking one, so I gotta show a little love. Clippers getting Drew Eubanks and Patty Mills, and then Utah getting PJ Tucker, Mo Bamba, and then a 20-30 second round pick in cash considerations. The Clippers got a B+, and the Jazz got a B+. Personally,
defense. That's why
this one don't really do too much for me personally. I guess the Clippers getting Patty Mills is helpful. Maybe another pairing with James Harden, and then Utah Jazz getting PJ Tucker. Maybe that means they're gonna buy him out, and then my Lakers can get him. Maybe
Obama like 7'8", so I think they did that. I think they did that so they could have some rim protection for Mo Bamba. Mo Bamba is disgusting though. I mean,
they got Walker Kessler already, but Mo coming off the bench could be interesting. Maybe right. We'll see. It's
gonna be the next. Gonna be the next thing of DeAndre Jordan and Chris Paul. Lob City,
and on
throw
that
it straight
note,
to Mo.
And on that
there you
note,
go.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. Please don't listen
That's
to this man be saying. He just be talking out his tail. But look, I hope you all have enjoyed. Shut up! I'm trying to talk and close the show.
Close the damn show, then. Just close it up. Cut the camera off. Just cut it off.
Find good help.
It's over
nowadays. It's really hard.
That's it.
Help nowadays. Go Lakers, I guess.
Fuck the Lakers. Okay. Yeah.